know happiness is supposed to be a state of mind, but it's so much easier to be happy and have a positive attitude when it's sunny and warm outside. You guys remember a few days ago in the vlog, I discussed this huge water slide I'm about to go down this coming week? Well, look at this. Now they are building it. This Saturday is the day that I'll be going down one of the largest water slides in the world. So the selling and risk assets from stocks to high yield and much more undeniably and undoubtedly has been very severe over the past couple of days following the Brexit vote. And while I don't think the selling is over just yet, I do think we are in for probably another couple of months of choppiness here at the very least. There are opportunities setting up in what I call trend following stocks. All right, that was a good paddle, but now I better get back to the office before the market opens.
Okay, so here we are looking at shares of Facebook, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. We have a very well-defined trend from the lower left to the upper right here, stretching all the way back to the IPO days, or the post-IPO months or so of 2012 and 2013. A trend following stock, and like I said before on the paddleboard, this is a stock that not only is it trending, and it's not only is it one of the nice trending stock, it's also one that is a believable growth story, and that is very, very important to keep in mind. So keep this very basic chart in mind. When you can see basically the bottoms of the channel get bought, the tops of the channel get sold. If we now take a look at the daily chart on this, and we are going to look at this very simply using a 200-day moving average, and that's this red line. You can see that that red line continues to be support and has been support on a daily, but certainly on a weekly closing basis for a long, long time. Now the stock is once again coming towards that 200-day moving average, and while we can't rule out somewhat marginal weakness, historically speaking, this is a good spot to buy Facebook at the very least for a bounce. The other reason why it's a good place to buy Facebook is because you have very well-defined risk. Think about this. Historically speaking, this 200-day moving average, which is the bottom of the trend line, the bottom of the multi-year trend line of Facebook as well, right? So it's a confluent support area. So historically speaking, this area has held as support. If it doesn't hold, we are going to know very, very quickly, and we have a very clear area to set our stops. So if for some reason this area down here, let's call it around the 105 to 106 or so mark, right? You don't have to be too detailed on it. Should this area break on a daily, preferably on a weekly closing basis, we are very, very sure that we can get out of that stock and maybe even trade the stock to the short side, okay? So that's the beautiful thing about trend following stocks. The bottoms of the ranges tend to hold for support, but if that support area breaks, and you can see here even on near term, we have a support area. So if this entire zone here, we could even maybe roll it up all the way to like 107, 108. If this area on a weekly closing basis, 107 to, let's call it 105, on a weekly closing basis fails to hold, in other words, we have a weekly close below this area, then not only would it break multi-month support, it would also break our 200-day moving average and the multi-year trend line. So all else being equal, this is a pretty decent spot to dabble in Facebook for a bounce using this aforementioned support area as a stop loss.